Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Elena Muratova. I am Olympian, happy body coach and motivational speaker. Recently, one of my friends asked me why I started to offer weight loss coaching and have interest in topic of weight loss. Here is the story. What do you need for feeling loved and accepted? I was an elite athlete for many years, but I didn't feel confident, and my self-worth was tightly connected to my achievements. Since my childhood, I learned that I needed to prove that I was good enough for being loved and accepted by others. For example, I felt my dad loved only when I took first places. I trained mostly with guys and had to compete with them during the training sessions, not with girls. For some time, I was bullied by boys because of my sex. My dad also didn't accept many of my feminine characteristics. I felt alone and not welcomed. In addition, I was more sensitive and emotional than the rest of my family, but it wasn't safe to demonstrate my sensitivity. I had to be strong, and I learned how to hide my sensitivity and weakness. I learned how to please others and solve their problems, not mine. Nobody wanted to see authentic, real me. All this formed my desire to be perfect, to be the best, on the top. What I didn't know at that time, that my strong desire to be successful and the best actually was my desire to be accepted and loved by others, so I could accept and love myself. I decided to be the best in sport. I started to ski when I was 3 years old, and I simply didn't know other way to be the best or to be successful in life. My dad was my coach, and I trained really hard to take first places. And I took a lot of podiums in my childhood and even went to international competitions. But then something changed. When I was around 14 years old, I wasn't able to take podiums anymore. I felt depressed and anxious because I didn't feel self-worth without all those achievements. I didn't feel worthy anymore. At that point, I switched to freestyle skiing and decided to try mogul. I started to compete in moguls competitions and succeeded there. Of course, the best achievements for any athlete is the participation in Olympic Games. I dreamt about that day for many years. Unfortunately, my way to Olympic Games was rough. I already had 2 knee surgeries before 2014. Surgeries and long recovery created a lot of fear of mogul skiing and especially jumps. But as you remember, I wanted to be the best. And I thought that the most difficult jumps will help me to be perfect and have even more success in sport. So I continue to work on more difficult jumps, ignoring my body and my fear. I simply couldn't allow myself to choose easy and how I understand right now it's the best way for me. I worked on challenging jumps and felt a lot during the training sessions and competitions. Finally, my dream about the World Cup podium and the participation in Olympic Games came true in 2014. I remember myself standing on the podium in Japan, where I took second place at the World Cup competition. The sun was shining straight in my eyes, and it was difficult to see it. The official person approached me, and I slightly bent forward. Then the man carefully put the medal around my neck. I straightened up and smiled. People were clapping, and I was filled with joy. When suddenly, unexpected thoughts struck me. I realized that nothing changed with me. I still was without confidence and self-acceptance, and with all my problems. That achievement, that second place, didn't change anything. I can't express the frustration I felt. In addition, I became aware that my triumph would last till the evening. And the next day, we would move to the next competitions, and everything would start from the beginning. I needed to prove myself again and again and again in the never-ending race for success. Even after second place at the World Cup and the participation in the Olympic Games, I didn't feel that I was good enough and that my achievements were good enough too. Maybe the only best person in sport is an Olympic champion? I wondered. But I also understood that I was so exhausted and didn't have any physical and emotional resources to continue my sport career. It was time to quit. I was terrifying and lost, completely lost, because I didn't know and didn't see other way to be the best, to be successful, and to be loved. A short time after that competitions, one day I looked around and thought that other people around me, many people, seemed very happy even without being the best. I had enough strength to make a hard decision and quit sport forever. Fortunately, my new life was filled with wonderful events. I moved from Russia to Canada, I got married, I started a business. However, I still put a lot of effort in being the best. Only now, I try to be the best wife, the best trainer, and so on. Then suddenly, my body, which I used as a tool to succeed in sport and life, gave up on me. My alopecia, hair loss, started to progress, and I lost almost all my hair. It was difficult for me to see myself in the mirror. I couldn't accept my new appearance. I also had chronic low back pain and severe migraines. It wasn't a life I wanted. I started to read different books and watch videos, also explored various techniques. Then I made a phenomenal discovery. I realized that the only one key to the healthy life, as well as to self-love and self-acceptance, is the reconnection with my body. I started to listen to my body signals. It was hard in the beginning because I was disconnected from my body for so many years. For a long time, I had been mastering the skills in suppressing my feelings and ignoring my sensations. I became more mindful in my daily life. I changed many of my habits and my lifestyle. I went to different specialists to recover my depleted health. However, the focus on others forced me to ignore my needs. I tried to do what was the best for others and chased their acceptance. I still couldn't believe that I was good enough just for being real me. I felt guilty when I talked about my desires and when I cared about myself. I knew it was time to put myself first. But how? I had no idea. But I remember from my sport background that if you want to change your technique, you need to practice every day. And also, you need to start with small changes. Practice them, and then a complex change will happen automatically. I applied this technique to changing my mindset. I started to talk about my small wishes and put myself first in some situations. It was uncomfortable and even scary, but I kept practicing, and after some time I was able to protect my boundaries, to say no, to express my irritation and other feelings, to accept and show my weakness, and feel much less guilt and shame. And miracle happened. After I began to accept myself, the need to be the best, to be the perfect, and the need to be accepted by others disappeared. I was finally able to feel that I was good enough. My body, that before was my enemy, became my friend. I didn't need to use it anymore as a tool to prove myself. After going through all those experiences, it was painful for me to see that other people struggle because of the same difficulties. I worked as a personal trainer and met with many people with excess weight who wanted to go back to their healthy weight. Although their external struggles were different from mine, their internal challenges resonated with me a lot. They also perceived their body as an enemy, couldn't accept their appearance, struggled with self-care, put other people first, and couldn't accept themselves. I wanted to help them, and that is why I started to learn more about body image, causes of excess weight, weight loss techniques, identity, shame, and many other fascinating, interesting things. The more I learned, the more I understood how close were my clients' internal challenges to mine. To deal with your external difficulties, you need to overcome your internal difficulties at first. That is why I started to offer weight loss coaching, online programs, and formed a group which we called a work in progress. To get to healthy weight and change your lifestyle, you need to change your mindset, reconnect with your body, and start to love yourself. It's time to put yourself first. Thank you for being here with me today and watching this video. Please leave any comments below, subscribe to my channel, and if you're looking to learn more about resources I use to reconnect with the body, and also different tools I offer for losing weight, please go to the link below this video and you will find many useful tools. Thank you. Bye.